What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday, or as I like to call it, New Comic Book Day Eve, or the and/or Eve night. What's going on? 2 episodes left in She-Hulk, so get ready for that rating tonight. And of course, tonight we are joined by none other than one of my amigos, Mr. Rocksteady. Oh, he was saying something clever off stage. Am I ready to rock with Rocksteady? Something like that. Anyway, let's bring him out. Mr. Rocksteady, what's going on?
Little under the weather, but other than that, are you ready to rock steady?
I don't even know what that means, but no. I think so, maybe, yeah. But dude, what's going on, dude? We haven't talked, or we haven't been live because we talk every day, but we haven't been live with Black Panther dropping yesterday, Hugh Jackman and Deadpool, which is old news by now. Everybody's just talking Namor and Black Panther, but craziness, some leaks for She-Hulk, Star Wars, New York Comic-Con, Canadian Thanksgiving. Like, there's a lot going on this week, man. Have you been able to digest? And just a reminder, it's only Tuesday?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been exciting, and I think this is what we need, especially moving into winter. It's
Don't
nice
say
to
that
get
word. That word is banned from here. You can't be saying that word on
We're in
my channel, man.
Edmonton, so
Come on.
it
Yeah.
starts early. But it's nice to be excited about something again instead of talking about the crap and the drama. Like, this is awesome. Black Panther looks ridiculously good. Winged shoes are way more impressive than I thought they would be. Yeah, it's been good.
Okay, I'm the only thing. The only thing. There was a point where I was watching the commercial, the trailer, and I actually stopped it the first time I watched it because I was like, "Whoa!" It was like one of those like, "Whoa!" Whoa, whoa. And it was just when he was like kind of floating on those shoes that I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like,
I
it was
like
just,
that.
I don't know,
I like
man.
it way more than I thought I would. I'm like, how are they going to do this?
I don't know. The trailer looks amazing. Easily a 10 out of 10 trailer. Hopefully, with things that have happened, that is not like the brunt of it, or that's not the big thing about it. Like we've had those issues where like a trailer's really good and then the movie sucks or the show sucks. It's just the trailer. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Like our good friend Mr. BC says, it's almost 3 hours long. So it surely can't just be, dragging or shit. It's got to be good, right?
I think it's going to be the blockbuster that we hope it is. I don't think they can screw this up. I think that Black Panther will be their big moneymaker. This might be one of the biggest watched films in the last few years since COVID started.
Yeah. They might do a She-Hulk season 2 with the money they make from this movie. That's how good it could be. So, with that said, did you buy your tickets for Black Panther 2 yet?
I haven't yet. I got to figure out work like you.
So I was talking to Mr. Key Issues, and obviously BC was just kind of messaging us like, "Go get him now! Go get him now!"
Yeah.
So I actually did a thing where I bought the tickets for the November 10th show, the Thursday, because I always go Thursday. So I bought the tickets for Thursday. I'm going at 3 p.m, so I got to come up with an excuse to leave work like 2 hours early. And I'm starting a new job, so I don't even know if I'll be able to go. But regardless, I got tickets, and yeah, I'm excited, man. I really am. I can't wait. Black Panther, top 5 favorite character for me. So I am like ecstatic about this. I can't wait to see what they do. And really hush hush here. No one's mentioned anything about Riri. No one's mentioned anything about Riri Williams in the trailer.
Were so mad in our group chat. We're like, did you see Shuri's new costume? He's like, but what about Riri? Did you see Namor? But what about Riri?
Yeah, like no love. And I think she's gonna steal some stuff, but I have to admit, right? Because when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll say it. I have no problem. I have 5 sisters, so I don't know what that means. But anyway, I had said that I don't think we see Riri Williams in a suit in this movie, and clearly she is in a suit. Unless that's the end credit, I don't know, but it would be kind of weird for her to be battling something in the suit as the end credit. So I was wrong. I'm pumped to see Riri in that costume. So we'll see. It's gonna be a fun time, man. It's gonna be a fun time. So I'm pumped. But anyway, this isn't Newbieverse episode 105 Black Panther talk. This is Newbieverse comic news No Spec today. News, new comic book day, and some She-Hulk review. So without further ado, let's say hello to the chat and let's get it going. Mr. Dan Delatorre with the gold and your 2.0 Tales of Suspense in your avatar. It always gets me. Mr. Wesley Comics is in the house. What's going on, dude? I finally got to take a picture with you after all those countless interactions at Terrificon, but we finally got to hang out. Wesley was hanging out at my booth with Just Cruz for a long time, and we were just going back and forth with some conversation. So it was a great time, man.
I was so happy to see that picture of you two.
Yeah, he's tall, eh? Like
Yeah.
he's a giant.
That's awesome.
Mr. Neighbor to the north, what is going on? A fellow Canadian. So you're taking home the bronze. That's 2 Canadians. Dan is technically like an adopted Canadian, so 3 Canadians are getting medals today. Mr. Michael Baker's in the house. Delicate teabagging the like button. Oh my gosh. Mr. Bleeker is in the house. What is going on? Mr. World Champ on the Tony Sanders show. Comic Chef is in the house. What's going on, man? At this point, I'm just going to my LCS and pick up all Deadpool and Wolverine comics. So much comics that are worthless, selling for $200. I'm gonna be honest with you. I agree with you, but I'd also pick up Turok 1 because I think that thing is gonna blow up. So
yeah, you might want to fill a long box with
that. Just saying. Mr. Kenneth's in here. What's going on? Virginia's in the house. Mr. RP was hanging out with us as well. So big shout outs to him. Comic Chef, did you see M'Baku? Rocksteady saying, did you see It's true. Desired Comments, what's going on, Nigel? How you doing, brother? All right, let's get it going, man. I'm excited. Always love talking and hanging out with people. And of course, now that we only do the show once a week, I look forward to it even more. So with that, Rocksteady, are you ready to rock?
Let's go.
Perfect. All right, guys. So episode 105 in the books. I do want to say that I have been thinking about kind of where I am on the scale of videos, and I think I'm just gonna moving forward do them all together. So this week could be 105, and then next week could be like 235 because I'm just gonna maybe add everything together. I don't know. I haven't decided. I don't know what I'm doing yet. So that might make it weird for like 3 months down the road when we're like at show like 300 already, and people would be like, "Wait a minute, you just did 100." So don't get confused. But show 105. First up, channel sponsors, Mr. Bleeker. He's in the chat. So $10 a press, $5 a clean. He is pressing some big books. Make sure to go check him out on Instagram. He's doing a lot of good things. And as always, if you're in the Niagara region, make sure you hang out on Turner Crest on Sunday because that's where he rolls. He's going live on his Instagram there as well. So make sure to check him out there. And of course, another channel sponsor is Back in Time Comics, CGC authorized dealer. Sweet dude, awesome guy. Toys, Star Wars, comics, VHS, candy. He's got it all at his shop. Make sure to check him out on Facebook and Instagram. He does Facebook auctions, and he's killing it. Flaker sales, all that stuff, man. So make sure you guys check BIT, Back in Time Comics. All right, sir. Are you ready? New comic book day.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, sorry. Wait, Greg. Do you think it's a big week? Because I think it is dead.
I think there's some fun stuff this week.
I think there's one or two. That's pretty much it. I don't know. And okay, I don't want to ruin it, but yeah. Fuck Donnie Cates. I can't fall for that. All right, we got 3 keys. No, not 3 Mr. Key issues, but we got 3 keys. Image property here. Number 1, $3.99 in shops tomorrow. Obviously, there's a few different covers. Some of these indie, I don't know, man. Some of them hit, some of them don't. A lot of option stuff. I don't know. I thought it was a kind of cool concept when I was reading it. I kind of like the chick. I don't know what that says about me. Am I picking it up? Maybe if it's there, I might check it out. But longevity, I'm not sure if I'm going to hang on to it. Never a bad thing to pick up some of these number ones. But what are your thoughts, man?
I think I don't know. It looks weird. Image is
weird is in though. Weird is in.
Yeah. Oh, I know weird is in. That's my jam. But I don't know. Image just puts out so much these days. It feels so diluted. I like the way Boom does it so much better. Boom doesn't come out with as much, but per title, there's so many more bangers. I'm probably going to pass on this one. I used to be big on getting all the Image, but it seems like everybody got the stories out they wanted to get out, and there's just filler now.
It's true. And Christmas is coming around the corner. Yes, I said it. So I'm trying to save money. So I don't know. I might pick it up. I might not. Not sure. I just thought it was kind of cool. And like I said, I kind of like the chick.
But that's when books hit too, right? Is when nobody's expecting it. So
Exactly.
I can't imagine it's ordered heavy, but
I don't think so. I can't. Yeah, it's really weird, but all right. Sticking with Image, we got another number one. I thought this was kind of cool too. It kind of had that I think it was Eve. No, was it Eve? The chick with the teddy bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I was right. It kind of gave me those vibes, I guess, in a way. Some of the other covers kind of gave me that vibe, and from what I saw from other people who have kind of read it or got the book a little bit early, I just kind of got that vibe. I'm not sure why. There's a few covers. I kind of dig this artwork. But other than that, I'm passing on this one myself. I know a few people are picking it up. Greg, are you one of those?
I'm debating still. I didn't pre-order it, but I think of all the indies this week, this, and I don't know if you put the other one on there that I like, but it's the same creator as Deadly Class, which had some longevity, and Deadly Class has some of the best underrated covers in recent time, in my opinion. Jeff DeCall, just there's some really cool artists in there, and yeah, I don't know. This could go either way. I'll be interested to hear what people say, and then I'll probably grab it if it's good reviews.
I always say Jeff DeCal.
You would.
Yeah, I think I would. Mr. Empire Comics in the house. What's going on, dude? Hey, it's been a while, so you might want to make a trip down, Newbie versus Lane and come and hang out with us at some point, dude. Miss you on the show. All right. This one, I think if you didn't pre-order it, you're probably going to run to your shop to try to see if you can get it. Odds are in this area, you're probably not going to get it. And you should have pre-ordered this cover A. There's a few variants, so you might luck out. But at the same time, this is hitting, and this has been something people have been talking about just simply because it's been optioned. And we've heard that word optioned. Well, just wait, because when we get to the news segment, a few things that have been optioned aren't really, going through. Not to say that this wouldn't, but I think collectors, myself included, we kind of get, a little diluted and a little blurry when it says option. We just kind of run for things. So yeah, this is basically, what's the concept? So they go back to like 1492 and they try to kill Christopher Columbus. Basically,
well, they got to rewrite the past apparently, and there's like a portal in a cave or some shit. Sounds like Lost. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's optioned, so that's why people are chasing after it now. I'm not sure of any ratios because this didn't really hit my radar until like 2 days ago. Are you grabbing it? Is this the indie that you were talking about?
No, it's not. Yeah, I don't know. I might grab it if it gets hot and there's still some on the shelf. But
2 days ago, I was watching. Yeah, 2 days ago. So I was watching football downstairs, and I got this information, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" Like my heart, my first instinct was, "Oh man, I gotta go get it." And then as I got up to go reach for my phone, I'm like, "I don't fucking care." Like it was that quick where I'm like, "Yeah, I'm over. If I miss it, I miss it. If one's there, I'll grab it." Is this $1,000 book? Probably not. Is this a $20 book if it gets popular? Probably, but I'm okay missing out on $20. That's just where I'm at.
Yeah, exactly. How much work is that? And if it's not something you're going to enjoy yourself,
exactly.
Play it by ear. You don't have
it's
to.
It's no 0.0. Okay, so just throwing that out there. All right, we're getting into some Marvel here. So we got the Spider-Man 1. So Spider-Man 1.
Doesn't Dark Ride come out this week? Back to independent.
Which one?
Dark Ride.
I believe you're right. I don't know if I have it on here. Okay. So
it has the Little Mermaid homage for the ratio or the retailer incentive, and there's a 1 per store that went out. So if you're first at the comic shop, ask for that 1 per store.
For which title again?
Dark Ride.
Dark Ride.
That's the one Bird City did the N64 homage to.
Dark Ride. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
might
the
have,
one I think to look out for this week.
I might have to get there early tomorrow and say, hey, do I have Dark Ride? But
Yeah,
all right.
ask for the one per store.
Cool. It's gonna be dope. New Spider-Man series, Greg. I'm not sure what you're thinking about it. This cover here, particularly, I don't know anywhere else. I don't know what the comic community, market, influencers are saying, but a lot of people are leaning towards this cover. Obviously, you know, Spider-Gwen's on it. She's looking somewhat okay. I think the face is a little weird, but other than that, I mean, I'm not picking it up myself, but it seems to be the cover that a few people around here anyway have talked about getting. So, are you jumping on this new series? Are you passing? And if so, which variant or which cover are you grabbing?
The 1 in 50 is the banger. Tomb put me onto that one, and I was like, it's with the black background and Spider-Man kind of on a wall, it looks like. Um, we get a new Spider-Man #1, 2, 3 times a year, it feels.
Yeah. Maybe more.
We're getting a Spider-Gwen variant for basically every cover or every issue that's coming out. Yeah, she does look a little swole.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah. And we're talking about her face, not anything else.
So it's like a full body reaction from that beat. It looks like.
Yeah. She looks like she got offended by somebody saying something where she's like, but like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. It's weird. I didn't see the 1 in 50. I'm gonna have to Google it kind of when we're done. But yeah, I don't know. It's like you said. It's Spider-Man. We get them like 2-3 times a year.
And the writing's been so shit, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm okay with passing on this, and I could care less about this cover. So I'm all good. Did you grab? So you grabbed the 1 in 50?
I didn't get it.
Oh, okay. Is there a 1 in 25?
I don't. I imagine there is, but
yeah. All right. We get on to Donny Cates, the biggest hype man in comics. Not even just Marvel, just in comics. So we get the first appearance of Manolith. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Ooh.
I think.
You said yeah, so let's stay there.
Well, I'm sure the Kingpins are in the chat and they'll let us know.
Yeah, they'll probably say something. Yeah. So Donny Cates, Hulk. First appearance of this character, which means in 3 different issues down the road, it's probably going to be revealed that Rhino or Chameleon is whoever this character is, or it's going to be Black Winter, and then we get that whole Black Winter's coming. Oh my god. So yeah, I don't know.
Or it'll just be a shadow and he won't even be in this or some shit.
Yeah, something. I don't know. I just don't believe in Donny Cates anymore. I just don't like where he goes with stuff. So
what a fall from grace. Like, people were like putting him up with the big creators for a long time there. Is he the next? Insert legend's name there. And he just a fall from grace.
Yeah, it
was Black Winter almost that it started to go down from, because the Null stuff killed, and then that Thor.
Oh no, I think the virus stuff was what killed him. I think that
Venom, the later Venoms, like in the 20s. I think that was around the same time as the Thors, because Thor writing was okay, and then it kind of just fell off.
I want to say Thor was like a year before, because I remember I was in shorts and we were at the comic. We were at the comic book store, and then COVID happened, obviously, and then the virus stuff came out, and everything was closed until later. So like, I don't know. I think that's how it went, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's just a fall from grace, and I get it. People like him, people hate him. I could care less. If I passed him on the street, I probably wouldn't say anything. But like, I don't know. I don't like where he's kind of gone with it, and he's done it time and time again. I think people kind of forget what happened with Hulk 3. Remember how they were hyping it up, and then Hulk 6, they were hyping it up, and I mean, Hulk 6 is still on the shelves here. Like, there's stores here that still have that book, and that was supposed to be like a groundbreaking book, right? So I don't know. I'm kind of over Cates. This one is going to be on the shelf, so even if something happens and I can flip it, it'll probably be on the shelf. So I'm not really worried. I don't care about this run. I don't care about Hulk, and I could totally care less about this, first appearance. So We'll see. How many free comic book day Spider-Man do you still have? I think I have about 16 or 14. So yeah, it's time to do a giveaway, man. I'll send one of those off.
Time to do a giveaway for 15.
Hey man, it's something, right?
-1 entries.
So last week we got and I called them what did we call them? Like the Bath and Body Work, like kind of font or whatever.
I thought it was like wedding invitation.
Or wedding invitation, yeah. So we got the Avengers one with Tony Stark on it, Mr. Iron Man himself. And then this week we've got X-Men and Star Fox. Now, if you remember, a lot of people were hyping up the Star Fox run just simply because they were kind of making him look a certain way. There's a variant out there where he's got like earrings. He kind of looks a little girlyish. Look, I don't care. Guy, girl, gender, whatever the case may be, whatever they're doing with it, I could care less. I'm just not really a fan of what they're doing with the character. I could care less about this book. But it is a #1 and people are going to be kind of going towards it. So did you pick any of these up? I got to say, I don't like either of these covers, man. It's just, yeah, it's a no for me.
It's interesting how quick we forget about stuff and move on. I always say it, but Star Fox was huge, like not even that many months ago.
Yep.
And now it's just faded away, and I feel like this book is a little bit late for Marvel after that trailer, or the end credit scene, or whatever you want to call it. X-Men, there's apparently been some cool stuff going on inside, but again, I'm not the hugest X-Men person, so yeah. I'm not going to get it just to read for now.
I don't know, man. That wedding invitation, like we said, is just a big turnoff for me. Usually it's like the eyes, right? It's the art. That's what I've always said, it gets you, whether you know the story or not, whether you read the citations, ahead of time, but like, regardless, it's always going to be the art. And just, yeah, these two kind of stick out like a
that logo is just too busy, right? So if you think about some of the high-end sports cards that they make, they might have something like that with the player's name inside, but the rest of the cover is white. Like, I think it would look good on like a white background or a very simple background, but it's just too busy. You can't distinguish what the header is versus what the artwork is.
Big shout out to Mr. Swag. Swag's in the house. He dropped a new video today, and I was actually dying laughing because of the photo that he did with like the mustache and everything. But big shout outs to him for hanging out. Mr. Comic Junkie's in the house. Hey, what is going on, dude? How you doing? Breaking news. Mr. Vancouver Comic Junkie always says hello in capitals. So we haven't had a breaking news from you in a while, Chris. So welcome.
He's been helping me out with my Betamax tapes.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. Chris is basically the VHS king at the moment. Yes, I said it. I if you think you're on it, he's definitely on it. Actually, I had taken a picture of a book, and in the background there was that Spider-Man VHS that you had gifted me from my time helping you during your show. And the guy literally did not care about the book after that. He's like, wait. Is that a Spider-Man VHS? And I go, yeah. He's like, can you take a picture of it? So I took a picture of it, and he's like, is that for sale? I'm like, no. And he's like, how did you get it sealed? I'm like, I didn't. I just somebody gave it to me. I don't know. And he was just like so fascinated that it could be sealed. I don't know. I don't know if he just didn't know what was going on with VHS or whatever, but I don't know. Amore the videotape Prince. Okay, Prince, King, whatever. You're a humble man.
Royalty either way.
You're humble. Exactly. All right. Probably the biggest book of the week this week is Edge of Spider-Verse #5. We finally come to an end to the conclusion. Yours truly has the 1 in 25. Yours truly has the 1 in 10. So I am set. I'm happy. I can't wait to get these books. Fingers crossed they don't screw me over. But this is the big book. The 1 in 25 was revealed today to be that fucking little mosquito with like I don't know, man. When you showed me it, I was like, what the fuck? So he's like a little mosquito. It looks like...
No, he's a spider, and he's holding a dead fly.
Okay, yeah.
But it's like realism, but not. I think it's phenomenal. I like the weird and odd, so That's right up my alley, and I think that's the cover of the whole series, man.
Yeah, so it was just it wasn't leaked until yesterday, I think it was, that image, right? Because it was just a black cover with the spoiler, right? So we didn't get a sense of that. And then we also basically, well, we all knew, but now more and more people who are just reading the news, we do get 3 first appearances in here, right? So we get Spider Craven's first appearance. It is not the first cover appearance because he is in a connecting cover from, I believe it was Spider-Man 6. But it's not first cover.
That's the lame first appearance though. Hunter
Yeah.
Spider.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But those are facts, right? He is on the cover. He is there, right? So this will be his first appearance inside the book. Then there's 2 other characters who are also making an appearance. So we do have what? Say that again.
Webweaver,
yeah. And then there's 1 more. I know there's a total of 3, but now with his most realism fly-looking spider, I don't know. It could be 4 or 5, but nevertheless, every book has had a first appearance, and it's been a great series so far. But yeah, it is the end. This one's probably be the one that is talked about for 2-3 days. The one in 25. Greg, I only got 1 in 25. How many did you get?
I may have ordered 2 today.
What is that? What's your total at? 2?
I'm hoping for 3, but it all depends. It's kind of first come, first serve at my LCS. So I secured 2. There was a shop. So here's a hint. If you want a ratio, look for stores that have store exclusives because they're going to be trying to get rid of a bunch of ratios. So I was able to go on a pretty local website for a store that did a retailer exclusive and was able to get some 1 in 25.
Rocksteady just giving away secrets of the game, man.
Jeez. That's what we're here for. It's a community.
Yeah. But I mean, there's some people in the chat that are going to be at the same shops as me. So I gotta, but yeah, I was able to get 1. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's the end. I've really enjoyed this run, surprisingly, but I mean, it's Edge of Spider-Verse. I don't know how you can't get hooked onto it. So yeah, I'm looking into how they end it, and I'm looking to see kind of where they go with some of these characters. Which characters are going to kind of maybe be popular? Which ones kind of make it? Which ones are kind of right? We know what happened the last time there was an Edge of Spider-Verse run. Spider-Man Noir. All that stuff, and you look at Spider-Man Noir now, and you're like, So we'll see what happens.
I think Spider-Man Noir is bigger than he's ever been almost right now.
We'll see. Until I see somebody dress up as him, like for Halloween or at a con.
We saw Spider-Man Noir at that one in Toronto in March.
Did we?
Yeah. Well, I did.
Who was there? Did you have a picture? Pictures or it didn't happen? Remember, that's the way it goes.
All the pictures got ruined in the disaster of the sign falling over on everybody.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Ozzy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know why you're here. Dynamite pick of the week. If you're new to the channel, if you're watching from light years away, or maybe you see this in the future and civilization is nowhere to be found and you're alone on this planet and the only thing that you could find was Dynamite Comics and this YouTube channel, well, you're in luck. Dynamite pick of the week brought to you by Ford. Built Ford. I don't even know why I said that. I'm not sponsored by Ford. I don't drive a Ford. It just happens. But yeah, Dynamite pick of the week. Just a cover I like. That's pretty much it. We just like to show some love to Dynamite. So this week's cover is Sheena Queen Jungle #9, cover M. So the Linsner variant, $50. It is limited tomorrow in shops. I don't know if you got a copy. Did you get a copy, Greg?
Did anybody get a copy?
You never know.
Give us a 1 in the chat if you grabbed a copy of this.
That's a nice looking snake. The art on
that's
the scales,
no snake.
The art on the scales of the snake are just they're really, really crazy. So the art is just killer. I'm assuming that's a snake that's wrapped around her. I'm hoping. -1.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what she said. Well, that's your Dynamite pick of the week, and yeah, I think we gave
more love to Dynamite than we did DC. Just saying.
Yeah, big time. It's always funny to me. Well, it's been fun the last like week or two, ever since you and BC, I think, made the comment about like, I wonder how many of these $50 dynamites there actually are out there. And I just
Yeah.
think like there's one dude that just has them all, and he's like, I'll show them all. It's like,
Yeah. It's just
all right, man, relax. He just sees his investment go down
one day.
He's like, all right, man, cool. All right, comic news, and obviously, you know, we were blessed with a lot of news this in the last like 7 to 10 days. So let's get right to it. Comic news. First up, and we were talking about the word optioned, and we were talking about indies and this and that. Well, let's take a look here. Netflix pulls plug on Dark Horse adaptation after shooting nearly a season. Greg, have you ever done something for a year just to see it be destroyed? That's crazy that they kind of pulled it. I'm kind of wanting to know a bit more, but there's not too much information out there that I was able to get. So maybe I'll be able to find more information. But this is kind of surprising. Like, I think this hurts it a little bit. I don't know, especially because it's Netflix. But like, Netflix just takes everything. So the fact that they pulled it, kind of surprising.
I thought Grendel would have made some sort of big screen or TV show. Like, he has a pretty big cult following, or she, depending which Grendel. But yeah, I think they tried to launch it in the 90s too. They tried to make something Grendel and it never happened and it failed. Cool stuff, but I don't know why. Very street level. It's doable. It doesn't sound like it would have to be the biggest blockbuster.
No, it is shocking a little bit. You know, I don't know, especially the fact that they've already kind of filmed almost a year or a season. It's just kind of, I don't know, maybe they put it on pause, but I don't know how you can kind of pause, scrap it, and then, you know, kind of pick back up.
I don't ever remember stuff like that happening in the past where I know they've gone to film and they've canceled before they've started, but it seems like a lot of shows are canceling after they've done a bunch of filming. And I don't know if they're running out of money or they're worried about their reputation, but it seems to be a new trend that I don't remember from the past.
But I think it's like you said, though, like Grendel's got like a cult following. Like there's a bunch of people that just, you know, anything comes out, anything, like they love this character, right? So like,
They're giving up on stuff like Paper Girls after one season. It's like it's cutthroat right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah,
did you like Paper Girls? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch it. No? I read probably the first trade of Paper Girls, and it was pretty good.
Phil.
Yeah. Combine the two series, use all the footage, and you have a full season of Batgirl Grendel.
Exactly. Yeah. And maybe, who knows, one day they'll make a porno parody of it, and that's how you know the movie was a blockbuster hit. Right?
I guarantee you there's probably already one out there.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's not in my search engine.
Delete my history.
All right. One of the biggest things that I thought was interesting was the fact that Harrison Ford is reportedly Marvel's top choice for Thunderbolt's General Ross, aka Mr. Red Hulk. Actually, I can't remember what the chick's name is, but she is kind of a higher up in, I think, Marvel or something like that. But she did come out and say that they kind of squashed the fact that they didn't release this at D23 just simply because they wanted to leave the spotlight on Harrison Ford for Indiana Jones 5, right? So they kind of just didn't want to announce it. But now more and more leaks, more and more, you know, sources and good sources have kind of leaked that this is going to happen. Big name actor, right? Harrison Ford, come on. I think he'd do good. But I just have a hard time seeing him in this role. I have a hard time seeing him as Red Hulk, mainly. As General Ross, I could see him. As the Red Hulk, I'm kind of still having issues kind of seeing that. What are your thoughts?
Harrison Ford is one of my man crushes and one of like my favorite actors of all time. But I don't know. He's just getting to a point where I don't want him to ruin it either. He hasn't done anything poor, and maybe he'll just prove me wrong, right? But I don't see the fit. It's not for me.
Do you think it's a name? Like they're going after the name, or they actually think that he can actually do something good for here? for the character.
I don't know. It's weird because he didn't want to do any more Star Wars. He has Indiana Jones. I just don't know how much he can put on his plate.
He's nearing the end of the line for acting or for how many roles he can actually do. So maybe
your roles change, right? As you
this
go on.
This could be a massive payday for him.
It could be, but what does that mean for the future of Thunderbolts? How long are they planning on doing Thunderbolts? Because one show or movie, there's 3 years in between. So would he sign on for 1 season? Or are we only getting 1 Thunderbolts or movie or whatever? 2, 3? Because now we're talking 9, 10 years down the road, right?
Yeah,
you got to think of the future with some.
I think you also have to understand that they're doing She-Hulk season 2 and She-Hulk season 3. So like that kind of does put a damper on everything else, right? So
Moon Knight season 2 confirmed as well.
That's ridiculous. So please stop. Moon Knight and the word winter just not allowed on my show anymore. Just that's a no. All right. You DC lovers who say that newbie hates DC. I don't hate DC. I love DC. One of my favorite characters in DC, Green Lantern. But Batman 2 is officially in the works with Matt Reeves signing a multi-year contract. Let me rewind that. Matt Reeves signing a multi-year contract, which means it's probably more than one, right? I don't care what anybody says. I kind of enjoyed that first one. I really did. I watched it after. I didn't go to the theaters. I kind of just watched it at home down the road when everybody else watched it. I enjoyed it. I like kind of the way that they did things. Looking forward to who they use as the villains. I get people are kind of trying to jump on the gun and say they should bring the Joker, but I think that they could hold off, especially if it's a multi-year. Bring me somebody else, maybe Mr. Freeze. Big fan of Mr. Freeze. Bring that character in, then bring Joker down the road. But yeah, I really dig the way they did this. I don't see Pattinson as a vampire anymore. When I think of him now, I think of him as Batman. That's how well the movie was done for me. But what are your thoughts, man? And I mean, this shouldn't be any news. I think the bigger news is the fact that they're doing a multi-year contract, which means more than one.
Yeah, for sure. That's the news. But I also want to see DC finish a project before we get too excited. You can start a lot of things, but unless you finish it. I don't know. I'm not the biggest DC fan, but I'll watch every Batman movie that comes out. And I think that's where a lot of people stand because there have been some really good ones. And even like the early 90s ones, like I had fun with. So I don't know. Even you don't have to be a DC fan to get into Batman, and that's what I appreciate about the Batman movies.
Are we at a point? And I'm just asking, like this isn't an opinion. I'm genuinely asking. Let me rephrase how I was going to ask that. Basically, cut throat, rip the Band-Aid off. Pattinson or Affleck?
Affleck.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I kind of like Pattinson. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know. I think what they're doing here with these like non-connected to the DCU and all this stuff, I think is like really good. Like I said, I like the things they did with the Joker. I think they could have done it a little bit better, but I like the darkness that they went. I think right there, and I've said it multiple times, you can go Riddler, you can go Mr. Freeze with that route. You can go Poison Ivy.
I think we're at a time where a Poison Ivy film would be epic.
Considering they're betting all their cards on Black Adam, I have zero faith in DC right now. Saying that, Matt Reeves is the tits, and if he is in control, he could create his own. Yeah, and I agree. I totally agree. Zero room for error. Affleck like a motherfucker, yo. Okay, settle down, Chris. Someone's had way too much wine. Settle down, sir. I don't know. Me and Chris have actually been talking about Black Adam. I think numbers for Black Adam are going to just be like really crazy. Is it going to be a good film? I don't know. Will he save DC? I don't know. But I think the numbers are going to be good. So people are going to just use the numbers and say, no, look at the numbers. It's a good movie. So I don't know. I like I said, I like the fact that this universe is kind of separate from everything else, and I like the way they're going. The first movie, I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything they did, and it's a shame because I went to watch it a second time, not too long ago, maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, and I just really dig it, man. I'm like the fact that I'm like, I prefer this guy over Affleck. I prefer this over like what's going on over there. That should say a lot.
That's
I don't know if
good.
I'm the only one thinking that. I don't know.
But I also feel like some superhero films get the shit end, where the first people who are going to go see the superhero films are the diehards who
Yeah.
love the comic books, everything. And then if it's a little bit off, oh, Gore's nose, or this happened or that, they go give it a shit review. Whereas, like, the regular person, which is the majority of the audience that's actually going to go watch Batman, are now discouraged from going to see it because it got a shit review unjustifiably. So sometimes they do get a little rough at the beginning, and then people are like, oh, it's okay. And I feel that happened with the last Batman, where right out the gates, people were like, meh, and then it really picked up as more people watched it.
Vancouver Comic Junkie. I
No.
bet Black Adam isn't going to break 75 million on its first weekend. And if like all of the Rock's other films will end out at 600 to 700 million worldwide, which will
Yeah.
make it a huge failure.
I think it really depends on how it rolls out in Asia. I think North America, it'll be steady Eddie, not going to be a record breaker, but I think it'll make its money back. But I think The Rock is such a public figure worldwide, and you put him in a movie, that's like one that I think they're going to check out and get behind. So I think worldwide it's going to be a little bit better.
I can't get behind this. Like, I think I've always said, I think the numbers are going to be crazy. I think the people who aren't comic people are going to go see this movie just simply because it is The Rock, right? Like,
Yeah.
I had it happen today at work. One of the girls that I work with, she's like, "Oh my god, I saw this trailer for The Rock, and he's like in tights. What's that all about?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Black Adam. It's a comic book character." She's like, "I think me and my husband are gonna go see that." She knows nothing about comics, but there you go. Like, you literally just put $30 onto this, right? And I think that that's what's gonna happen with it. Is it gonna be a good movie? I don't know. Is he gonna save DC? I don't know. Is he gonna make DC money? Maybe, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. North 49's in the house. They need to bring back Henry. I think he's gonna come. I really do. The Marvel stuff has been so bad. I'll give 100% Emmanuel, and but see, that's the same thing when people are like, dude, you're giving She-Hulk a bad review. Why do you still watch it? It's like watching a sports team when they're going through a rebuild. You still love them. You have the loyalty. I love Marvel. I love DC. I love comics. I'm going to watch it regardless because you never know when it's going to, kick back up. The Rock doesn't make billion-dollar grossing movies except for Fast and the Furious, which he really wasn't the reason for. He's successful, but not as big as people think. He's actually like 6'4", so he's exactly how big I think he is, Chris.
I always assumed he would be like this worldwide phenomenon, like that would just draw blockbusters from every country.
The Rock and Kevin Hart are basically the same person. Just
in different costumes.
Let that sit.
Except, yeah, The Rock is 2 Kevin Harts in a big trench coat.
All right, people. I don't want to say I told you so, but I fucking told you so. So, rumors are that White Vision, as you all call him, and Sam Rockwell's Justin Hammer to appear. Now, I think there's only 2, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, 5. Let's say a handful. But I know Vancouver Comics Junkie was on the money when he was talking about Justin Hammer coming back to this show. It does seem like he's coming. And let's not forget the White Vision. Yes, people forget that this book was $2,800 Canadian and surpassed New Mutants 98. So, Greg, I just want to throw one thing out there. Would you buy New Mutants 98 or would you buy White Vision? Which one would you buy? And let's use today's prices because I don't even want to talk about the fact that when White Vision passed New Mutants 98 in a 9.8. But are you excited for White Vision? Did you see this happening? Should people start, in your opinion, picking that book up as I've been telling people? But what are your thoughts?
You already know my answer, like what book I'd rather have. But looking back at the beginning of the pandemic, what a crazy time You know what I mean? Like, imagine a book like this just absolutely blowing up to those numbers. People paying that. It wasn't a one-off. There were huge sales from this book. But we have to look at the time. Everybody was just sitting at home watching Spec shows, waiting for WandaVision to come out. WandaVision was the first Marvel TV show. You know how Spec does? We used to get like 3 movies, 2 movies a year.
Yep.
Now we get this first show that's going to open up this whole new world, and we're getting like, what was it, 6 or 7 episodes. This is, if now it's saturated with white visions, the world that we live in. Like every show has a white vision or two, every movie has a white vision or two. So I think our focus has become a lot more diluted than it was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But looking back at the money that was changing hands and the books that were flying at that time, we're never going to see a time like that. Like for the longest time, we're not going to see books like this. Like we're watching Wolverine Deadpool, which is a more rare book than the White Vision book. And that book isn't nearly reaching the heights that this book once reached. And arguably that's just as important, if not more important. It was a crazy time. So I just think there's so many white visions in the Marvel universe right now.
It's crazy. I agree with everything you said. And some of the things that you said, I'm kind of hearing for the first time. But yeah, it was the first show. We were all sitting at home. We couldn't really do anything. It was COVID.
We just got, everybody in the States got their stimulus checks.
Yeah.
Everybody in Canada got their COVID checks.
Yeah. I remember talking to many people about this book and about this character. And I remember Vancouver Comic Junkie, Chris, kind of bringing me down the ledge. Like he talked me down like, dude, like he's coming back. So you like, you know, like he's a character that's coming back. He's an OG, like people can relate because he's been around for a while. And I was like, I can't believe this book is this crazy. And the fact that it literally was the #1 book, it was $2,800 US or 2,800 Canadian, passing New Mutants 98 was just a mind boggle to me, man. I was like, how the hell is White Vision more expensive than Deadpool? It just made no sense.
At that time, though, you have to also remember nobody was grading that book. Nobody gave a crap about that book. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where
now there's a shit.
And now everybody's like,
shit
oh shit, I got one of those. I'm gonna send it in. Shit, I got one of those. And then you have that 3 or 4 month period where it's crazy, and then they all get uploaded onto eBay as they trickle back in. That's what happens with a lot of these things. People think it's time to sell when the trailer or movie comes out, and it was that case before. But the market just gets so saturated.
Ooh, Chris, I'm not sure about that. I'm gonna have to read.
Yeah, Armor Wars got changed from a series to a movie, I believe.
Hello.
Well, I heard Riri dies in the first like 2 minutes.
Chris or Greg, please stop. Please stop. You know, it's gonna be. So I've been reading about Armor Wars. I'm really obviously excited because it has more ties to like, you know, Iron Man and that side of things, right? But I feel like I'm just gonna like hate this in a way. Like I see this Sam Rockwell and I just want to fucking punch him because I know what's about to happen. You know, it's I just feel bad because it's like they're gonna steal his armor, they're gonna steal his tech, and then, you know, Rhodey's gonna have to go out there and kind of fix everything and get it back, and it shouldn't be shit. Like he's not around, so I don't know. I'm gonna have mixed emotions about this, knowing that Tony's shit is out there and it was stolen. So yeah, we'll see. It's crazy. I'm looking forward to it if it is a movie though, and I'm hoping that Riri shows up. All right, some of the biggest news, and actually we were talking about it in some of the private chats that I'm in, is the fact that Blade, right? So no director, no new writer. Marshawn Ali is pissed apparently with how things are going, and they were supposed to start filming October 23rd, but apparently now they won't be filming until the new year, so delayed probably about 6 months. So when you thought Blade was coming out, it's not. Reports this morning were suggesting that Rami was going to do it. Do you like the choice? Do you like what you're hearing? What are your thoughts here? And do you think this is going to affect Blade at all? Because I really don't.
What's there even, like, there's nothing going on with it. So it's basically like saying it's been optioned and going to production. Like it's at a halt. We don't know what's going on. It's killed any excitement around it. When we get it, we get it. I just almost sometimes I wish they didn't update us so much, so they didn't disappoint us so much. If we just didn't know things, we wouldn't be so disappointed. But I guess it is what it is. But this is what I'm talking about: all these cancellations, all these. Maybe it's just because we want to know more and we're getting more news and we're only hearing about this stuff. But it's just commonplace for stuff to get canceled or delayed, or it's just unreal right now.
Yeah, maybe this lets me buy Tomb of Dracula cheaper than I was expecting it to be. I don't know, but yeah, like you said, I mean, we live in this age of like we need to know now, we need to know more, we need to know everything that's going on with it. If not, we're pissed. But then that also kind of just lets us kind of not savor the moment, and we move on to something completely different and quick. So I don't know. I'm under the umbrella of slow down, enjoy what's going to happen, and don't rush it. Like people are like, let's get Secret Wars in tomorrow. It's like, chill the hell out. Like
I also wonder like what kind of stress the production team and the actors are under with like these uh, NDAs and stuff like that. Like they basically the whole time they're filming a movie now, they have to go into hiding. They can't talk to anybody about it. I remember when they used to film movies in the streets and nobody really cared. But now it's like I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot more stress in the industry now than there ever was as well.
yeah, it's only a matter of time. Like Black Panther 2 coming out in a month, basically. No leaks have been given for that, right? Other than the trailers that were shown. So I think
Think about what kind of buy-in that takes to get that many people who's involved in a project that big and nobody's saying anything.
yeah, it's crazy.
You know,
Man. It's crazy.
yeah.
All right. The big news of the week, ladies and gentlemen. She-Hulk episode 7. Oh, man. I only have 2 twisted teas for this show and then a bottle of water. So here goes. Is this show fun? Yeah. If I had to basically give one word answer on this show, like, Greg, why don't you ask me right now? Say, Noob, are you enjoying She-Hulk? And in one word, could you describe She-Hulk?
Noob, are you enjoying She-Hulk? And in one word, can you please describe She-Hulk?
Okay.
That's the answer to the question and the answer.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
just where I'm at with the show. I've been on record as saying many times I think this show is going to be like really good. It's going to be real fun. It has been. The first 2 episodes, maybe the third episode, I'd have to go back and watch, but the first 3 episodes just really got me. Like I was like, "Oh my god, yeah." Like fuck what everybody's saying. Yeah, this is great. This is great. Then the last 3, 4 episodes now, it just seems like a lot of filler. Definitely this one. I get what they were trying to do. They're trying to make it fun. I know it's a different genre that they're trying to go. They're not trying to attack. They're not trying to attract you and me, Greg. Like they're trying to attract a different genre, a different group of people, and I get that 100%. They did it with Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, this, all the shows so far. They're doing it with the Werewolf by Night, like everything. It's just different genre. I get that, but 4 weeks now, it's like, man, like do something. Give me some action. Man Bull was funny. I get it. The Matador was like kind of stupid. I think they really
Porcupine.
yeah, Porcupine was pretty funny. He was like an alien. I was like, what am I watching? I could care less if Daredevil showed up. This is not a Daredevil show, it's a She-Hulk show, so I could care less. Just no action, no like anything. I thought it was kind of weird. The fact that they showed the end credit how it was like he's taking pictures of her while she's sleeping. He got the blood. Did he get the blood or did he just like copy the phone? I don't know.
He downloaded her phone.
So yeah, I don't know. It seems like these last 2 episodes, like I'm expecting Thursday's episode to be really good. I'm really hoping to see newbie She-Hulk rating next week on this show to be an 8 out of 10. Like prematurely, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be an 8 out of 10.
That's what you've said every episode.
Yeah, I'm still enjoying the show, and I think that if you go back, this show, when you watch it entirely, because they're like literally 24 minutes long, you'll be able to have a good sense. It's just episode 4, 5, 6, 7. they could have just been filler. Like you could have made this a 5-episode show, I think. I don't know.
I think it's interesting too, where yeah, exactly. If it wasn't related, so say this was like an Ally McBeal or
Which
something
that's
like
the
that,
vibe, right? That is the
right?
vibe.
Yeah, but it's like that's not for us anyways. And no, I wouldn't be watching that. But the people who would be watching that are now invited into the MCU, right? It's very light. They're trying not to just go too full on nerd in the show. It's light. It's fun. I think it has its place. But yeah, it's not for me necessarily. I enjoy watching it, but it's not gonna. I'm not gonna rave about it to my friends. I'm not gonna tell them to watch it like I told them to watch Loki. You know.
I'm trying to relate this question to something else. Like there's times where I come home from work or I come home just from being out and my wife's watching something and I'll sit down and be like, oh, what's this? You know, like I'll have questions. If this wasn't Marvel related, maybe I'd say maybe like 7 out of 10, she would just watch this. But my wife is like really like honest cutthroat. Like she was watching this with me and she's like, God, this is terrible. Right. And she's not a Marvel fan. She doesn't know anything about comics. And she's like, why are you still watching this? You're still watching this? Oh God. Right. I don't know if it wasn't Marvel related, but swag, it's kind of like the comment I made because I've noticed the last 2 weeks people are messaging me. They're like, hey, if you don't like the show, why are you still watching it? Right. And it's like watching, I related it to watching a sports team and just how committed and loyal I am to the fact I like comics, I like Marvel. So I'm going to support it regardless. And it is like watching your team when they're garbage, right? Like when the Eagles were, 4-12, I still cheered. I mean, they won a Super Bowl a few years later, but you got to take the good with the bad, right? And this is no different.
Like
So,
Eagles, Miami Heat, New York Yankees, She-Hulk, right?
I mean, you got a few right. You got a few right. Which I think is better strategy. These shows are a lot more entertaining when binging versus weekly. Yeah, it is true. Good question, Swag. So yeah, Swag's Mr. Popular here. One word for She-Hulk: boring. They are dumb as Spider-Man being scripted into a Sex and the City show. Did any of you, I think he says you, not your, read your comics back in the day? She-Hulk, from what I understand, her run is she's crazy good. She sleeps around. That's just kind of how she
Silly.
does. I would still sleep with She-Hulk. I'm just saying. So yeah, let's see here. Great to see you too. No, that's not a question. Yeah, but we're not watching it, so it's not working. Chris, I actually did read the first 25 issues of She-Hulk. It was a different saga, but I enjoyed it. Yeah.
And they have to modernize it too, right?
They do. And again, it's a different genre. They're trying to attract different people. They're trying to do different things, right? Newbie. That's a great analogy. I hear that a lot. We are all Marvel loyalists, and we feel like we're missing out if we don't watch. Well, that's the thing, right? And it sucks when you're not connected in the sense that, like, maybe the next movie or the next show I watched could be connected to this, right? So I don't want to miss anything. For spec reasons, I could care less. I mean, I'm the one that says, if you're at the movie or if you're at the show, you're already late to the party, right? Like, we're not gaining anything. Like, there's no character that's going to come out and we're going to be like, oh my God, yes, I'm going to make, tons of money on this. Like,
There's
people
also
have already
fatigue.
seen this stuff earlier than you, right? So
There's also fatigue, right? Like I used to wake up early and watch the WandaVision and then watch the new rock stars breakdown and then get on the web boards and get on YouTube and see what's going on. And there was a lot of excitement, but there can be too much of a good thing too. So
you know what I give a lot of props to, but I also just hate is those videos the next day. 664 Easter eggs you missed watching. It's like, did I miss that much? But some of them are just like so out there. It's like She-Hulk was wearing a blue dress, so like Captain America's coming back. It's like, okay. Like some of them are just a little crazy. So I don't know.
but it's interesting how much detail goes into these shows.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just enjoying it. I don't know. Like, does anybody know why I put this picture up? Because it says today is today in the background. Do you know who said those words?
I thought it was, what do you call it, where you just take the first letter of each word?
So Mephisto actually said today is today in comic book issue 2, Marvel edition 6 from 1962. So did anybody catch that? No. Am I full of shit right now? Yeah. I'm just
Do you
kidding.
know what it's an abbreviation for?
No, I don't. What is it?
Tit.
What?
Tit. Today is today.
Wow. I'm learning something today. All right, Greg, that's the show, man. I appreciate you hanging out. Two amigos. Mr. BC will be back with us next week. Greg, let the people know, man, where can they find you and what's going on your neck of the woods?
Instagram, Rocksteady Collectibles, YouTube, Rocksteady Collectibles. But yeah, just trying to survive. Hopefully get a good sleep and can get back to work. But
Definitely, man. It's that flu season or COVID season, whatever. Just make sure you guys are.
And don't be a hero. Don't get everybody sick at work.
Just call it.
Mind your manners. Cough into your shoulder. Don't be a dick.
Yeah. Thank you.
Take your lumps.
As always, guys, I enjoy hanging out with you guys and chatting. You guys can hit me up on Instagram anytime, Newbie Comics. And of course, we're rolling every Tuesday with my two amigos, Mr. Rocksteady and Mr. Blakk Crown. So make sure to check us out. As always, guys, I do appreciate you guys hanging out. Any last words, Greg, before we take off?
Take care of yourselves, everybody.
Good luck tomorrow. New comic book day. Enjoy the books.
Peace.